Hi everyone. It's been a minute, but here we are. Thank you so much for those who have already subscribed to my YouTube channel. I don't take that for granted. For those of you that are watching me for the first time, I am Sarah, a Kenyan living in Denmark. Please, I would like to request you to subscribe to my channel, like and share. Today I want to talk to those of you who are planning, who are wishing, or who want to come to live in Denmark in the near future. There are 3 things that according to me are very much important for one to have or for one to consider if they plan to live here or if they are living here in Denmark. There are many other things that are very important and that are part of the integration process when you start living here in Denmark. But for me, these 3 are very much important, and one has to consider them as the first 3. So one of them is the language, of course, the Danish language. Those at home, those in Africa and are planning to come live here in the near future, I would advise that you start learning the language from home. So learn some basic Danish languages, if possible even go deeper, because it's gonna serve you as an added advantage, trust you me. So yes, the language is very important. Now, Denmark being this small independent country, it does not depend on any foreign language. Dansk happens to be Dane's first language, the national language, and even the official language. It's not like us back at home who have to learn foreign languages like English, French, and all that if we want in the future to get white-collar jobs. No, in Denmark it's different. They are independent when it comes to their own language, and yes, they value the language so much. For those looking for jobs in Denmark, is that you should be able to speak at least little Dansk, if not much of it. And that is why you have to join a language school when you are new here, because it's a way of getting into the system. It's a way of interacting. It's a way of penetrating into the industry in Denmark. So language is very important, more important than anything else. I consider it the first most important thing for foreigners living here and those that are planning to live here in the near future. Number 2 is work. So if you have come to Denmark to live and you're planning to live for a long time, I would advise that you be ambitious, self-driven. I mean, don't lazy around. Like, you have to be the kind that want to work and work. Yes, of course, with a little bit of resting, but work is very important. Like, you need to be self-independent, so you need to make money. Denmark being a country that is developed, you know, one of the first world countries, understand that it's made possible by the taxes that people pay. If you are not working, you are not paying taxes, and so you are not generating anything towards the development of the country, and so you are not considered important. Of course, you are not sick to a point that you cannot work, so there's no reason for you to sit back home and relax. You are of more value if you work, because you work, you get paid, you pay taxes, you build the country. When paying taxes, you understand that you are considered as one of the contributors towards the development of the country, and so you are important, you are valued, and you are listened to. You are not dependent to the country, you are not dependent to the government, you are self-sponsored, you pay for your bills, you are not a liability to the country, and so you are considered as valuable as you are while working. So work is one of the things that is very important when it comes to living in Denmark. You need to work. Number 3, and this is very closely related to number 2, is having a driving license. A driving license from back home is also very okay to have, and it is an added advantage. Now, understand that with the driving license from home, for me, I'm a Kenyan, so speaking from a point of understanding, if you have a driving license from Kenya, for example, and this works the same for most of the African countries. You can still be allowed to drive here for a few months, and then you get this kind of a permit. I would say it's a paper that shows that you are allowed to drive on the Danish roads for a given time, and then you need to renew after every 3 months. They of course get a time when you need to get the real Danish driving license, but when you have one from back home, a driving license from back home, are more advantaged compared to the one who has to start afresh here. Remember that driving schools are very much expensive here in Denmark. Compared to how much we pay back home, it's more than 10 times expensive. So I would advise those that are planning to come live here in Denmark in the nearest future, wherever it is, to enroll into a driving school back home, so that when you're coming here, you have your driving license. It will really help you. It's so difficult and complicated to get around in Denmark through public means, especially if you're used to the way we do them back home. Public means here in Denmark are planned in a different way, and so you have to change your way of thinking when it comes to public transportation. So get yourself a driving license from back home. Enda sahi tu shule, enda shule sahi ya kudrive kama unapanga kukuja baadaye ndio upatiwe driving license. Juu ukikuja nayo driving license unaweza kufanya nini? Unaweza kuitumia huku hivi bado uendeshe gari hata kama utakuwa renew after every 3 months kabla upate ya huku. So understand that when you have one from back home, you won't have to pay all the amount that one who has never had one would pay. You're going to pay relatively cheaper compared to the other one, yeah? So that's the point. And again, with a driving license, you have more possibilities of getting yourself a job, because it's not sure you find a job next to where you're living. Most of the time, you find jobs in different towns from where you're living, and so when you have a car, it's possible for you to drive to wherever you find a job. So you can just imagine, if you don't have a driving license, if you need to start from zero when you're already here, then you cannot start to work, no matter how much you feel for working. Thank you for watching my video. Subscribe, like, and share. See you in the next video. Bye bye.